Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us to learn more about Imperial County's roadmap to recovery. First, I want to express my deepest condolences to those families and friends who have lost loved ones and who have family members and loved ones that are still recovering from the virus. COVID-19 has had a devastating impact on our community over the past 5 months or so. It's been very difficult for all of us. But today, I am hopeful that we are here to share some exciting news with you. The Governor's Office and the California Department of Public Health have accepted the county's submission of the COVID-19 variance report, also known as an attestation, demonstrating that the County of Imperial is confident that we are at a point where we have been able to meet the state's metrics to proceed in the state's resiliency map. As many of you know, our positivity rate has drastically decreased, and we continue to move in a positive direction. Amid the hardships much of our population has faced, especially those who have been or not been able to work or provide for their families during this time, we are sharing this information in an effort to provide hope and knowing that we are moving forward to our community. Our Imperial County Public Health Director, Janet Angulo, which will explain more in detail what this means.
Good morning. It's a great pleasure to be here this morning with you all. Yes, a lot has happened in the last few days. I'm just going to do a quick recap of what has happened in the last week. Last week, the Imperial County Public Health Department made 2 distinct requests to the state, given its steady progress over the last several weeks and after careful review of COVID-19 case, hospital, and other data. The first request was to move into stage 2 low risk, and that was without the submittal of a variance or attestation report. That was on Tuesday of last week. On Wednesday of last week, the Public Health Department notified the state of our intent to submit a variance or attestation report, given that the required metrics and readiness criteria had been met. On Thursday, the consultation with the state was held and a report was submitted that same day. Very late last night, Imperial County received notification that our variance report had been accepted. The variance report should be posted shortly on the California Department of Public Health's webpage, where all other county variance or attestation reports are posted. Those reports are available for public review. So, what does it mean to have a variance? Because of the acceptance of the variance, Imperial County can navigate through all of stage 2, low and high risk. The sectors that can open or reopen must be aligned with what the state of California allows in its resilience roadmap to recovery. One thing to remember is that Imperial County is still on the state's data monitoring list, and as such, we are subject to additional sector requirements. In Imperial, a local health officer has been drafted and will be issued outlining what sectors or businesses can open, and it'll be effective 5 p.m. today, August 25th. Before mentioning what can open and at what capacity, I'll just share a bit about the state's data monitoring list so that there's an understanding of what that is and what it means to be on such list. The data monitoring list was set by the state of California to monitor counties with elevated disease transmission, increasing hospitalizations, and limited hospital capacity. As mentioned in the past, this is a separate process from the variance or attestation process with slightly different metrics than the variance report. We've also made great progress with the data monitoring list metrics, but there is one lingering metric that we're working hard towards meeting, and that is the case rate per 100,000 population. Key to remember is that once a county appears on the state's data monitoring list for 3 consecutive days, indoor operations in sectors listed in Section 3 of the state's health officer order dated July 13th, they must close indoors for until the July 13th state health officer order is rescinded or modified. The state has stated that they're actively working on updating such order. Additionally, and this is important for schools, counties must be off the data monitoring list for 14 days before considering any in-class instruction in K through 12 schools. What can Imperial County reopen? I think that's what we're waiting for. As of 5 p.m., August 25th, Imperial County can reopen the following sectors given the existing state's framework and guidance documents. Outdoors only, with safety plans in place, social distancing, and all other prevention measures and modifications as specified in the state's industry guidance. That industry guidance lays it out for all the different sectors of what's required in order for them to reopen or restart operations. And they're found in the COVID-19 page of the States of California's webpage. So outdoors only with modifications. Malls, hair salons and barbershops, fitness facilities, personal care services, with the exception of tattooing, piercing, electrolysis, those must remain closed. Card rooms, campgrounds, RV parks, and outdoor recreation. With campgrounds, the playgrounds, conference spaces, or meeting rooms, those areas should remain closed until each of those types of establishments are allowed to resume modified or full operations. Family entertainment centers, movie theaters, restaurants to include outdoor dining, wineries and testing rooms, zoos, museums, galleries. First Amendment protests, the 100 maximum or the limit has been removed. Tarps can be used for sun protection, but no walls or blowers. Places of worship and providers of religious services and cultural ceremonies. The 100 maximum limit has been removed. Tarps can be used for sun protection. Again, no walls or blowers. And I'll provide a little bit more detail for places of worship under the following section related to counseling services. Open indoors with safety plans in place, social distancing protocols, and all other prevention measures and modifications as specified in the state's industry guidance. Places of worship, specifically counseling services. Faith-based counseling services are permissible in person where service cannot reasonably be practiced remotely. This designation does not allow gatherings beyond counseling to members of a single household. Casinos, childcare, retail in general, including bookstores, clothing and shoe stores, florists, home and furnishing stores, jewelry stores, and others. Libraries, music, film, and TV production, day camps, youth sports. As it pertains to education, higher education, in-person instruction is limited to specialized courses only. Schools, K through 12, and school-based programs, as mentioned, since we're on the state's data monitoring list, we must be off such list for 14 days before considering a waiver option and allowing in-class instruction. And we're working closely with the Imperial County Office of Education and the school district superintendents because we understand that in-class instruction is important. But more to come as we make progress in our additional metrics. What is closed? Stage 3 and 4 sectors, including convention centers, indoor playgrounds, public events and gatherings, tattoos, piercing, and I'm probably saying this word wrong, electrolysis, theme parks and festivals, recreational team sports, sauna and steam rooms, bars, brew pubs, breweries, pubs, unless they are offering outdoor dine-in meals. Once Imperial County is off the data monitoring list for the required amount of time established by the state, then it will open, as state guidance allows, additional sectors that are currently outdoors only. Reminders. There's a couple of reminders that I want to put out there. Yes, we have made great progress thus far, but this pandemic is far from being over. It is extremely important for Imperial County, even after being granted a variance, that we continue to work closely. And when I say we, it's all of us that make up this beautiful community. Now, this is not the time to let our guard down. Please continue practicing those great prevention habits, such as wearing a face covering, staying 6 feet from those that are not within your household, washing your hands, staying home if you're sick, and all those other messages that we've been sending for the last 5 to 6 months. We must together ensure that any reopenings are done in a safe and healthy manner. We need to do this for our children, our family, our friends. We are in this together. Thank you all, and I just want to end by saying that I am very grateful to have such a wonderful team at the Public Health Department. They've worked long hours since February to make sure that, we reach those milestones in a very healthy and safe manner. Dr. Monday, who has worked hours and hours, our health officer, on making sure that decisions are made based on data, based on what's actually happening on the ground, what's happening in the hospitals, making sure that every move is done in a healthy and very safe manner, because these are our children, our families. These are our friends. And thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming together.
Thank you so much. I'm Efrain Silva, Mayor of the City of El Centro. And first of all, let me say to the County Health Department, Ms. Angulo, County Supervisor, Chairman Blancarte, CEO Rajoras, that this is a very important day for our communities. I understand the frustration that many of us have felt over the last 5 months, wanting to return to a semi-normal life. I'm not even saying normal. And this is a very important step towards that. And it has taken the work and sacrifices of an awful lot of people, to our community that is hearing us today, understanding the limitations that were just voiced. Consider this to be an important step, but we're far from where we need to be. I just want to reiterate that the sacrifices and the preventive measures that we have to continue doing are going to get us past this pandemic in a way that we can return to a normal life. I appreciate the work that's been done. I think there's progress. Obviously, we all know that outdoor activities right now are not ideal, and so we don't expect to see much of that. But it's progress. I have to see it as progress. So thank you to all of you. Thank you, Janet, for all the work that you have done. Let's keep working, because I think that together we all need to be part of the solution to this. So,
good morning, Imperial County. Tony Rajoras, County Executive Office. And I just want to start off with saying, I think most of you guys know my previous work history, what I did responding to emergencies for multiple decades. As we see throughout the state of California right now and how we are responding, we do go through a mutual aid system. And this is where we rely on our cities, our counties, as well as our state through a true partnership of getting things done through our great state, but more importantly, the community we serve of Imperial County. Today would not be possible if it was not for the community working together in a mutual aid response, hand in hand, being proactive to making the changes that need to occur throughout our county, but for the beautiful community and the beautiful community members that we serve. Today's a great milestone of moving forward, and that is because of the importance of what our community has put into this. Not because of the people standing up here, sitting at the podium, standing at the podium, speaking today, but the people, our residents, our visitors, the leaders throughout our community, whether actual leaders, unofficial leaders, the true leaders making a difference, voicing the concerns, the business task force, our schools, our faith-based leaders, making the changes, making the request, adhering to the messages, putting our messages out and being true partners, standing shoulder to shoulder. As a leader, it's not about those behind me, it's the people standing alongside you, getting the message out, achieving the desired results, and that's why we're here today. We live in a beautiful community. I've said this, I've lived here my entire life. I can't imagine living anywhere else. So during the summertime, I will have to tell you, sometimes I do question myself about why I do live here and why I've lived here forever. But it's because of the people watching, it's the people sitting in this audience, and it's the people that have made the change of why we could have this today. I appreciate everybody's partnership. I appreciate everybody's dedication and hard work. Imperial County strong. Thank you.
Okay, hearing none. Thank you all for attending our press conference. Thank you all for doing everything that you can, and please be safe. Thank you.